everyone, this is Genesis, and I'm coming back to you with another video of Dissension. And today I'm going to be kind of showcasing a couple things that I've done and showing you a little bit how it works. And I've included a whole bunch of new mechanics and interesting things that I think you're really going to like. So we'll go ahead and just hop right into it. And while we're on the map screen, I'm going to quickly explain what the hell Dissension even is, because I still get a couple questions here and there about what this even is. And so I will just quickly explain it in this map screen here. So, Dissension is a unique capture the island mission. Capture the island mission means it is your goal as either Blue 4 or Op 4 to take as much of the island as you can and destroy the enemy team. And by destroying the enemy team, it means destroy the enemy command vehicle or destroy all their bases or something like that. I'm not sure yet. We're going to figure that out. Maybe they'll be configurable. Okay, but you can see the map gets randomly generated. Each little grid creates a resource. Like this one's cash, this one's cash, this one's cash, this one's oil, 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 materials here, more cash. There's power finally here. And so each kilometer by kilometer grid that is land, not water, generates a random resource in a random amount. And then you have each town gets marked. This is all automatic. I did not place any markers on the map. This is all automatic. And each town has all 4 resources, so cash, oil, power, materials, and they get randomly rolled as well. Once we get in, you actually be able to see them. So what makes this unique, Dissension focuses on unique AI, unique commander AI. The commanders are, as much as possible, a living, breathing thing. Okay, so keep that in mind for later. Now I'm going to explain one of the first
Congratulations,
here.
soldier. You've been promoted.
You just heard that I got promoted, and I'm going to go ahead and take cover because we spawned right in the middle of a hostile green town, which I'm thinking these are going to be automatically owned by the factions when they spawn into them. You can see at the top there it says construction complete, so the players can know what the commander is doing. And I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can find someone. So there is now a rank system in this. There's a leveling system, and I'm going to show that in just a moment. What I mean by that. Let me see if I can find this guy. Okay, because the commander just recruited someone. I can't stop to take a look at exactly what yet. Somewhere over here there's an enemy, so I need to be careful. Where is he? Maybe he got killed already. I think I see his dead body right there. So I'm kind of just looking. I think I'm going to be semi-safe for now. Nope, I saw a rock. Okay. Wow. Oh. Is that where he's at? There's someone over here. So we're going to advance this way. So what I'm trying to do is show you how the rank system works. Because it's going to be pretty cool. It's not the first of its kind, but it's going to be pretty cool to have this in a capture of the island, I believe. So, it really changes combat up in the way of it's giving you more feedback in the moment and giving you more of that kind of satisfaction. Oh, there's a guy right there. Try to kill him. And I don't think that's going to happen. Behind the bush here. I'm playing with Ace, by the way. I've been messing with it, making sure this is Ace compatible. Which has been an interesting ride. Okay, got him. So you can see in the top left, I got 2 XP just for shooting at him, and I killed him, which gave me 10 XP plus 15 cash. Gives me his name. And of course now I'm surrounded by a bunch of people, and I'm dead. That's okay. So, and it tells you who you're killed by. You may be wondering, well, what the hell is the point of that? So let's go ahead and load into the barracks. Or it's more semi-safe. How about that? Okay, so we're here in the barracks. Now I'm going to show you the new commander interface. And I'll show you some code stuff in just a minute here. I'm going to go through this. I'm going to show you. The new commander interface tells you to select a menu. This is still work in progress. What I'm trying to do is reuse as many elements as I can. and to make the development time much shorter. I hate doing dialogues. Dialogues take a lot of time. They take a lot of energy, a lot of Photoshop, a lot of blah blah blah, just a lot of time and energy. So I like to reuse this on this iPad as a really creative way to kind of handle everything. So you have a main menu button right here, which we're already in the main menu. And you can go down each of these. Most of these work right now. So let's take a look at what Commander Info does. And what I will do is pull up the function as you're reading that. I'll go and pull up the function and we'll take a look at it. So this is what makes Dissension, I think, a little bit more unique now, is each commander has personalities. So this commander, he's over here. The commander is always in this vehicle here. That's the commander right there. Okay. Each commander has their own personality and style of combat. Here's blue 4 spawned here randomly, alpha spawned here randomly. Okay, and if you don't know this, the AI will be able to navigate across water just fine with boats and things like that. Okay. So each commander has their own personality. So if you take a look at the script, the function, we can see that, let me get rid of this for now. Don't need that. We can see that each side gets a birth year, or birth month, and birth year randomly assigned between a certain, year frame. They get, this right here is just kind of considering leap years and whatnot. And they get a random month assigned to them. And they get a random day. Okay. And they get a random first name or random last name from this giant ass array of just names. And then more importantly, they get an army focus and a mood trait. And the mood traits impact a lot. These last two impact a lot of the gameplay. So, what am I talking about here? Well, let's break it down. So we can see clearly that our commander, if I click on Commander Info here, his name is Guy Henry. Okay, he was born September 13th, 1984. His army focus is aircraft. So you can look at this. There's a couple army focuses here. Infantry, heavy armor, light armor, helicraft, and aircraft. Now, I did separate these because I think you can do a lot with two of these. You could have just done aircraft, but I feel like rolling these into one is a little much. And there's a lot more I can do with this. This is just the start. So you can see that he randomly chose aircraft. Now, the mood traits. These are what are really going to dynamically, more than just unit composition, are going to impact gameplay choices. So you have the army focus, which impacts unit composition. So he's going to use a lot of aircraft, a lot of planes, a lot of jets. Okay, and the other team can't see this. They can take guesses once they start seeing a bunch of jets out, a lot more than usual. And they're like, okay, they got aircraft. Okay, so then here's the next thing. That's really cool. Is mood trait array. Now I have currently 3, 6, 7 mood traits that are going to need to get coded in and configured. These will be the second kind of project for Dissension. After I get, yeah. So I'm going to start here. So our commander is Guerrilla. So we're War Style Guerrilla. This commander likes to play as dirty as possible, while remaining out of the thick of things. This means laying traps, setting up frequent ambushes, stealing enemy tech, and even creating fake caches laced with explosives. Okay, so you can kind of get an idea of how this commander is going to operate. So this kind of commander, in the beginning you won't notice a huge difference, but you might noticing later in the game, where he'll send troops to kind of sneak around to hit to enemy lines. Excuse me. And they may set up trip mines, wires, all sorts of things. He may send like a helicopter to the top of the map, bring them back around, and have them like navigate around in a huge circle just to blow troops off to attack. There's a whole bunch of things you could do with that. So that's going to change a lot. So let's take a look at the other commanders that are possible. We have the Shock and Awe commander. This commander believes in taking territory quickly and with many troops. Resting or setting up heavy defensive lines is simply a waste of time. So summed up, very aggressive. He likes to just blitzkrieg right down the middle, take as much territory as quickly as possible, spend as many resources as possible, just kind of rush. This is what we call Zerg rush. And we have the defensive defensive commander. This commander believes in slowly taking territory while heavily defending it. This commander will more likely have patrols around fortified positions. So this commander will take territory. He'll expand probably the same-ish rate as some of the other commanders, but he'll prefer to spend more resources on defensive structures than on actual units. So you kind of get how that works. There's the evasive commander. This commander will only engage in direct combat when absolutely necessary. Unless the enemy is at an extreme disadvantage, this commander will prefer sending troops away from dangerous areas to reduce loss of lives and costs. So this commander will try to be pretty much non-confrontational as possible. It won't run away from combat. Definitely won't pull his troops back. But will definitely try to expand away first and to get as much land as possible and then engage when necessary. So here's the cautious commander. Cautious. This commander will simply try to hold a defensive line until the forces are significantly weakened by players or AI, sneaking into enemy lines and disputing territory with little to no defenses. This commander prefers focusing on recon and collecting intel. So this commander here will have special abilities like he'll be able to build radar towers. He'll be able to, which will on the map tell you any in a, maybe like a kilometer or less radius if there's any enemies nearby in their rough location. It won't be exact, it'll be rough, and it'll probably only be vehicles, not infantry. So you can go to a whole bunch of things like that. And here's the next one, the private military contractor. This commander prefers paying others to do the work for him. He will focus heavily on getting cold hard cash to pay mercenaries to do his work. This also means paying rebels to make capturing towns a little more difficult for opposing teams. So here's a commander that's all about collecting cash. Now remember, cash is a resource. In the bottom right, you're going to see we have 5 main resources. We have tickets, which is how we spawn all our troops. Every troop, everything that gets spawned takes a ticket. Okay, so without any tickets, no troops. This is pretty much how many troops you have in reserve. Here's oil, power, cash, and materials. You can see they just went up. So this commander is going to prefer on getting a whole bunch of cash. So what does that mean? He's going to prefer going for locations, like here, and towns. Here this has 17 cash. And towns that have cash. He's going to ignore a lot of these grids that don't give cash. He's going to go for town after town after town to get cash. And here's cash right here. That's only one, but it's cash, cash. So he might just like expand this kind of weird like blob shape because he's going for cash. Okay. And then what he'll do is he's going to recruit PMCs. He's going to go send them to fuck up the enemy or to take towns for him or to even pay rebels in towns to be a little bit more beefed up. And what that means is probably light armor, a little bit more truce depending on the amount he's willing to pay. Okay. The next one is support enthusiast. This commander loves aggressively pushing with forces while simultaneously saturating the area with devastating artillery. This commander also loves deploying mortar support, sniper support, and other forms of vehicle support to keep his forces in combat longer. So this guy is going to use a lot of artillery. He's going to have a lot of healing, like healing vehicles, and a lot of medical bays, and a lot of blah 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 blah. A lot of things that will keep his troops in combat longer. So there's going to be like I want to call it a mobile respawn point, but kind of a mobile, I'll just say a mobile respawn point for some AI. So there'll be some AI will get you can pay a little bit extra, they get a second chance. Their AI, they get a second chance of life. When they die, they respawn instantly back at a different location. So he's going to focus a lot on that. He's going to focus a lot on that, where he's going to have just support out the ass everywhere. So you can get the idea. And this is Guerrilla, was it our commander? And we already told you about this one. This commander likes to play as dirty as possible while remaining out of the thick of things. This means laying traps, setting up frequent ambushes, stealing enemy tech, and even creating fake caches laced with explosives. So he's kind of like a more deceptive commander. Where he'll maybe set up fake points where there's fake tanks or things he's just trying to throw away to entice the enemy to come attack or to take resources. So one thing that he will do is there's going to be supply runs between towns and bases, and 2, I'm thinking there might be certain cache structures that they will be able to build cache points, which are going to greatly increase resources, and they can be captured by the enemy for a huge income boost. So it's all in development. We're going to see how that goes, but you get the idea. So that alone impacts so much the gameplay. You can easily see how this can change the gameplay each time you play. So it's not just the same AI, okay, we're going to, let's pull up the AI brain here. So right now, because it's not fully implemented, right? So the AI personalities aren't in. So if we take a look at the AI commander now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of stuff here. The AIs make a lot of decisions based on a lot of facts and statistics, and they try to make their best decisions on where to attack and when and how. However, the AIs are all the same here. There's no difference. So if I have another branch of things coming off up here or something that have different personality types, like say if they're more defensive, then they're going to weight building more defensive structures more down here. They're going to weight more of that, more importantly. Or if they have an aircraft focus, when they go to spawn in troops, like here, then they're going to actually have spawn in more aircraft than they're going to spawn in more infantry. So you get the idea. And I think that's going to be really make it such really dynamic and easy to do, dynamic gameplay, effective. I think it's going to be very effective at varying it up, even as players, because you can't see the enemy team. So if you're fighting is up for, you don't know what they're doing until you kind of have to like play a little detective and be like, okay, what are they doing? Okay, so let's go ahead and enable Zeus here, and I'm going to enable this little command that I do that allows me to get control of all the units in the map so often. So there's that. So you see the commander info. I just spent 15 minutes explaining that because this is probably one of the most features I'm most excited about is this right here. Okay, so you're gonna notice this looks different. And every time you want to go back, you just hit this button. You go back to the main menu. Okay, and here's recent orders. You've seen this before. This lets you know everything that the commander is doing. You can see that he's attacking some towns with some infantry. He recruited some more troops to help take. He recruited 11 infantry right there. Here's 11 income reports. You can see everything about what we're getting. And you just heard a firework go off. Yep. So there's that. That means we captured the town. He's able to successfully capture the town. Now, is this an income report I just heard? Yeah. Okay. So there's that. Now, current mission right here. This is not done, but this is going to be the AI is going to give out missions for the players to do, and they're going to be probably, I don't know if they're going to be timed or what. Probably depend on the mission. But there's going to be a whole string of side missions that the players can go do to help to get more cash and to get more resources for the team, or to even hamper the enemy team. It depends on what the commander wants. So, for example, say this current mission, we have a commander who is guerrilla like this, and our current mission might be, once we have an airfield, get a helicopter, go behind enemy lines, and I want you to kill 10 enemies, 10 up for, and then retreat. And you have to survive, or something like that, or you just kill 10 off or something like that. You get the picture. So the missions are gonna change depending on what the commander wants and their personality. So it's gonna make a lot more sense and make you feel a lot more involved with the commander. So the whole goal is to make the players kind of design their playstyle around the commander. You can just run from town to town if you want and capture towns and territory. That's helpful too, and you can really speed that up. But doing these side missions will be a bit more powerful. Okay, now the biggest thing that also I wanted to show was its equipment. So now you can get equipment here. Click on this button. You can go to a load screen briefly. You can hear all that combat in the background. Players will get loadouts. So the loadouts you get in the beginning where you sell in the respawn, those are free. Those kits are free. And now we have a little system here where you just use this Arsenal. The reason why I'm using Arsenal, it's quick, it's easy, and it supports mods. So as a result though, it's not the most precise thing, but it works really well in my opinion for right now. So you can see if I get rid of the gun that I had, I'm actually going to get money back because I'm selling a gun effectively. And now I have currently a 785, and this is going to cost negative 220, and I have a subtotal of 1005. So you kind of see how that works. Now if I get like a really heavy caliber gun, like this intervention, you're going to see it's actually going to cost me $100 now, because I'm selling my other gun. Effectively I'm selling my other gun, and I'm picking up this gun. But now if I get like this M4, or that's still some bigger weapons. If I get like a smaller weapon, you're going to see the cost. I'm actually getting paid $100 because I'm effectively downgrading my weapon. So you can see how that goes, and it does that for magazines and everything. Like if I just try to cram my bag full of mags here, you're gonna see the cost go down. Now pistol mags don't cost a whole bunch. It costs like 5 each. But if I were to take, like, do explosives cost anything? Does this count? Yep, that does. See, that costs a lot more than 5. And chem lights should even, chem lights even cost, yep. Grenades, you know, all these things cost money to take. So, you can customize your loadouts. And the reason why I have this as well is the characters don't spawn with sights for some reason. And that's okay. So they can come in here now when the barracks is made, and they can kind of pick their sights. And yes, it will cost them money to do so. It's not that much, and you can get whatever site you want. You can hit escape. Purchase is done. That's it. No fancy dialogue. It's you click on that. You click equipment. 2 clicks, and you're in. You're into your system. And the best thing is you can just whatever loadouts you want. Like say I can load this one right here. I can load that up. I can close it out. Done. Now let's see, like, and the way that works is, whoop, I'll show you that. Okay. Oh, I think it's going to be under the gear system here. It's a very simple script. All I do is hook into Arsenal. I know when it's awake and when it's not. I know when it's active or not. And I'm constantly just pulling the player's inventory. Every second, less than a second probably, I'm figuring out what exactly the player is wearing. And then what I'm doing is I'm separating it out into what's a heavy weapon, what's an equipment, what's a vest, what's a helmet, what's a pistol, what's a launcher, what's a ruck, what's a light magazine, what's a pistol. Or did I do pistol twice? Nope. What's heavy magazine, what's a launcher, what's a flare, what's a grenade, what's unknown. And then I just assign them values. Like so. And I'm going to get rid of these because these aren't necessary anymore. So you get the picture. And then it comes down here and it does a little dialogue like you saw. It tells you the cost, how much you have, how much it's going to cost, and the subtotal. And that's really it. And then we have, of course, we have a safeguard. Say you open up your equipment, you want to get something else. You're like, wow, I would really want, can I cramp anything? Can I actually spend any more money? I need to spend 45 more. Bananas, does those cost anything? Okay, bananas are free. I think like a lot of this ace stuff doesn't get caught, so it's all free to, cram yourself with a lot of these. Like, it'll never be perfect, but like a lot of these other things don't really matter. I'm not going to charge you. I don't really care to charge you for earplugs, if that makes sense. Okay, but this explosive should charge. That's not that much. These are not that much. Let me get a whole bunch of mags or something. So if I get a whole bunch of mags here, see, I'm in the negative now. So I don't have the money for this. Well, I'm going to see if I can cheat the system. And you can see I reloaded my character, and I actually don't have those extra mags, as you can see. And now if I go into the commander interface again, open up equipment, it reset. I'm back to square one. So that's good. Okay, so there's that. And I'm just checking on the AI. Looks like the commander is spawning in a whole bunch of vehicles. Looks like we had an accident here. I'm going to go ahead and just delete this guy. Oh, there's another accident. Oh, AI driving are the best, by the way. If you have not seen AI driving, you have not lived yet. That's the thing. Oh yeah, look at him go. So you can see the commander is doing now a light vehicle assault. Now this wasn't working before. And look at this, we got a good convoy going. Well, this guy's stuck. He'll either eventually get out there, or I'll have his function that will detect that he's stuck, and it will teleport him to the closest road. He might be able to get out of that on his own. We'll come back to him. We'll come back to him. He's trying very hard. So you can see that these vehicles in light factories are all focused around roads now, and that really helps. That really does help get the vehicles off to a better start, get them all set up. And this is actually, I think, an enemy that's not killed but downed. Yeah, I'm going to just delete him because I can. So you can see, and now they get in the town, they launch their assault. Okay, good. They just barreled it. Now what should happen eventually, I don't know, this is something I haven't tested, is these vehicles should actually despawn. So I do this system like pocket vehicles, where they will use these vehicles to get where they need to be, and then they should actually despawn eventually. Now, it probably isn't going to work because I haven't tested it. This guy is fucking driving like crazy. He dropped off a guy right there. You can see the assaults can come really quick if you're not paying attention. What's supposed to happen in these vehicles is supposed to despawn, and the driver gets that to also assist for some reason. Yeah, I'll have to debug that later. But you get the idea. It's mostly working well, and for one, it helps vehicles not cluttering up everything. If they don't have like a big gun on top, they don't need to. You know, remain there. And I'm going to add it to check like if there's a gunner, then maybe they should stay. But if there's no gunner, then why keep the vehicle if they're just sitting there? So this vehicle should be despawning, but it's not. Okay, so you can see the AI is effectively targeting, and I can see why did he target that town. So we can go back to this recent orders. He wants materials. So we have for only 43 materials, and this town gives you 28 per tick. So he thinks that's a pretty good target. He spent a lot of tickets and materials to even assault this town. And so that's why he spawned so many, because he was hoping to just take it quickly and without having to struggle for it. And I think that actually will happen here. There's a lot of AI in there. There's AI over here that still aren't doing anything. They just finished their assault. They're resting up a little bit. And then once the commander deems so, he'll actually take these groups and send them out. He'll send them to go to other locations as well. So the commander's coming along really well. Alright, so we've gone through commander info, recent orders, current mission, and equipment, which I just clicked on again. Now let's go to vehicles. This one is not in yet. I have an idea for this. I'm going to hook into the garage system, and the players are going to be able to spawn any vehicle from any mod or anything that they want. So this is from the get-go. This will support any mods without having to mess with configs or anything. It'll just support what the players have. Okay, and this is what the server has. These vehicles and the equipment. No, I'm gonna have to correct myself on that. The costs are supported by what the server has. So if you don't do mod checking and someone joins with a mod that they have, when people don't have, you're gonna have issues. So you're gonna want to have some kind of form of mod checking if you're doing a public server. Okay, there's game info here, this is just from one of my older games that I did, but I like it. It gives me, in the game I can put like a little blurbs every update and every patch of what I do. I can put it right in here, and I can just have this going on for practically as much as I want of different versions, and tell people, like, I can even put a link in here to the forum and all that stuff. So that's good. Now rank. So I'm not leveled up yet because I'm a fucking new guy, and here's where the ranks come into play. So you can see how much XP I have when I get in my next rank is at 200. It counts how many shots I've fired, how many shots I've missed, how many shots I've hit something, headshots, accuracy, damage dealt, assists, so how many people I've helped kill, units killed, 12 outright, vehicles killed, 0, damage received, 21. And this I might have to change because 21 means it's essentially, that's like, it's equivalent of 21 lives, because health is on a scale between 0 to 1. So I might change this up to make more sense later. Like I might change, like, multiply this by 100 to kind of show the damage dealt. But here's deaths. I've died 11 times and I've played 231 minutes so far. And if I reload that, there's a 232, it changes. So, neato. So let's put out practically everything we have in there. That's what we've done. And all the system is for loading gear is or loading a rank. I have a folder called rank system in here. And here's my little promotion. This is one of my friends from a couple years ago. Record this every time you get promoted. It plays a nice little sound for you. And has all these different things to track information. So you have a rank defines here. This is where all the ranks get defined.
Congratulations, soldier! You've been promoted.
There we go. All your ranks in here get defined right here. Simple array. Now, say you like the mission, but you want to edit your own ranks or make up your own. Come in here and do it yourself. You know, all you have to do is just add an extra line here and make sure what the required XP is for that rank is proper and it doesn't bug out anything, and you're good to go. And yeah, that's practically it. And these are just pictures that we use. So each rank has a picture for each side. So if we go to images here, you're going to see under blue we have all the ranks that you can be. And they're just little pictures. And I'm thinking these might be around the players or not. Yeah, maybe, maybe not. Let's see. But they just kind of let people know what rank you are, and it kind of feels nice to get a little badge. Right now, in the current version, the ranking doesn't do anything. Leveling doesn't do anything but make you feel good. And I'm trying to figure out what I would like to do for the ranking. Maybe special abilities or a little, nothing too like, you know, I'm not going to lock down any weapons or anything. I don't believe in locking down weapons for levels. I think, oops, I think that's silly. But I think there are a couple other things you could do. More interesting ideas, like have higher ranks means you can maybe do more interesting things, like call in one hit of mortar, like one mortar strike, or maybe nothing like that. But maybe like you can call in a vehicle from an airdrop or something. You can call in an ammo drop, or you can call on like a temporary arsenal ability, like it drops a box and you can access arsenal, the purchasing system temporarily, like on top of a roof or something. Or you can maybe purchase a special ghillie suit that makes you extra invisible to AI. Or there's a whole bunch of things here and there you can do, but I don't want to give it like, you know, make you too strong or anything. But give the player some incentive. If you're leveling up, you can do some cool things. Not sure that's going to work yet, or how that's how it's going to go. But we're gonna figure that out. It's probably going to be in here again, because I want to reuse UIs. I probably would be like, or maybe right under rank, or like right here, be like perks or something like that, and you can click on that and it'll list the perks and you can click on them and see if you click on it, it'll let them know what level you need to be, what they do, and all that stuff. So that's pretty much, I think, it so far. Blue 4 is still the only one that's working. And see, wow, that captured that town quick. Look at that. So Blue 4 currently is the only one that's working, because I want to get Blue 4 all the way done, and then going over to Op 4 is going to be copy and paste. So there we go. Yeah, there's a couple things that need to get done. Like the AI struggle to take towns near water, like near the edges of water, because the waypoints get generated in the water sometimes. But it's looking pretty good so far. These vehicles never despawned. So, and the way I do the workflow is, for people who haven't seen it yet, where'd I put it? Did I close it down? I think I closed the folder by accident. We're gonna go back to Dissension here. Is I have a simple Excel spreadsheet. It's just labeled to do. This helps me keep on track. When people request things, I try to put them in the implement. If I agree with it, I put it in the implement. There's things that if I scrap anything, like, hey, this isn't going to work, I put it there. If anything needs to be fixed, testing, or if they work or done, like this is everything that's done. And you can see it's actually not that much I've done in here, because this has actually been a pretty light mission. My one for Degen is much bigger. Which I haven't worked on Degen in such a long time, because that project is huge. And yeah, so like there's a test here that I need to make it so heavy vehicles also spawn on roads. Aircraft need to spawn in open airs or have them spawn in flying, so I'm not sure if I should have, I'm thinking aircraft, like jets, I'm just going to have them spawn in the air. I think even with helicopters, I'll have them spawn in the air already. Just that saves a lot of headaches. It really does. Okay. Fix AI commander giving group waypoints in water. I'll have to fix that. Fix commander AI detecting too many waypoints when ordering troops to battle. Oh, deleting too many waypoints when ordering troops to battle. AI commander does not take into account size of groups when ordering attacks on towns. This was a funny bug. I had a commander order 2 groups of units to go attack a town. Each group only had 1 person left in it. So it was 2 people assaulting a town. The commander thought that was okay. Of course, they got destroyed quickly. So I need to consider number of units. Oh, looks like something happened here. I'm going to look at recent orders. So you can see the attacking targets with 7 groups. So we can go take a look at the map now. I'm going to go over here. Wait, where am I? Right here. Why am I not seeing units? These units are not in my Zeus. That's really weird. That is strange, and it's okay. So you can see these units are all moving. Looks like this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 groups right here. They're all idle now. He's telling them to go, it looks like attack this town right here. And we can go and take a look at additional materials required. He still wants more materials. And look at this, he also purchased 62 tickets with 424 cash to continue the fight. So he just spent some of his cash to get more tickets. And he created a static bay. So that's a new structure, of course, if you haven't seen it. Where did he put it? Yep, here's the light factory here, barracks here, and the static bay here. The static bay will allow them to build static defenses. And it's just a little thing like this. It allows them to build static defenses in areas, and that's something that needs to be done. And yeah, and under implement I have a couple things here, like commanders using static weapons, player missions, a supply chain, this is something I want to do, static weapon deployment, and a vehicle shop. So, one thing I need to test is empty vehicles count as active units. This was funny. I had a bug where empty vehicles, because the driver got shot out for whatever reason, were counting as active units, and the commander kept trying to issue orders to empty vehicles, which was hilarious. This is funny right here. There's a couple dudes left in this town, but nothing bad. And this guy's just having fun driving around. So, I think this is a good time to stop the video. It's coming along. What I'm hoping to do is I'm going to get a forum up in the near future, and I might put like a test version up, and I'm trying to think if, oh, looks like they got ordered to go somewhere else. These guys are going in order to take this oil here, which I wonder why that is. Let's go see why he's doing that. I always have to know why their reasoning. Okay. Let's land where aid us in recovering tickets faster. So AT going off here. AI. Oh, this AI are doing a little counterattack up here. So you see the independent are actually trying to do a little counterattack, launching missiles at these vehicles here. Which is really cool. You can see they're actually coming from this grid right here because they're pissed off. So, you know, cool stuff like that. And these guys are continuing to march to the west, and you can see the independent just spawned here. They're going to try to, this grid right here just spawned in, the town hasn't spawned yet, so they're going to try to mount a little offensive. And these units are just going to keep on marching. So anyway, one thing I need, I'm not sure if I should release it before I get Op4 working, because right now the beginning is really fun, and there's a lot to do in the beginning, and it's getting there. Even if, like, say I implement missions, I want to implement missions and a little bit more complex AI decisions before I release anything. But Op4 is going to come last, and the reason why Op4 comes last is if I'm working on, say, I can't believe I closed it. Let me open it up again. If I'm working on 2 AI at once like this, see, this is just one side. This is just Blue 4. If I'm working both at once, and while I'm trying to learn and design it, I'm going to have to do all my work twice. And then every time a bug happens, that's a bug that's happening twice that I have to go in there and fix. It's a huge pain in the ass. So if I get one slide working really well, then I can literally just copy this, paste it over here, right, this empty spot here. This is right here is like the east stub where nothing happens for the commander. It's very basic stuff. And then I rotate it around, and then I spend probably a day hooking up all the connections again, and then going through each step, which is going to be a lot, but each step, and making sure that they're east compatible. Because there are some functions like I need to redo, like there's like a lot of stuff, this blue controlled array here, that needs to get changed to east controlled array. So I just literally need to go through each little one and change it from blue to east and all that fun stuff. So it's going to happen. Or I need to convert scripts. What I might do in some ways is convert scripts to be able to handle each side. Like I try to do, like, a lot of the scripts will handle. It doesn't matter which side it is, they'll handle it just fine. So it's going to be a mixture of that, and that's going to take probably just a day or two of just tedious work. But it'll take me. It's a much better option than doing both sides at the same time and having to change variables on both sides. And oh god, that'd just be a mess. So that's why Op4 isn't working yet. You can see they're not expanding at all. They're just kind of sitting. You can see Blue 4 is actively expanding and aggressing. This guy right here is brave, and he's all alone. His troops are not with him. So I need to fix vehicles and all that. So, alright guys, thank you for watching. I hope that I can get this a little bit more polished up, and I think it's really coming along, and I hope you're excited too. And yeah, I'm excited to play this with somebody. So, alright guys, take it easy, and I'll see you next time.